Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Brian.
And I'm Eyad.
And today we're going to do a very, very quick review of our thoughts and our opinions of Haunted Mansion 2023. Now, before you get into your thoughts, Eyad has a lot of thoughts about this movie. If you don't already know, it follows the story of a young woman, single mom, and her son, played by Rosario Dawson. They buy a mansion on the outskirts of New Orleans. They find out really quick in the beginning of the movie that it's haunted. And they enlist a psychic, Tiffany Haddish, a historian, Danny DeVito. Who else is in it? Owen Wilson as a priest, and a tour guide, Lakeith Stanfield. I forget his name in the movie, but that's the actor's name. And he's a tour guide who created this camera and video technology that captures ghosts. So it's kind of like a motley crew. Once they visit the house, they realize they really can't. They keep getting drawn back to the house, and it's haunted by the Hatbot ghosts. There's 999 souls stuck in that house. We found out in the backstory that he killed them, and now he needs one more to make 1,000. One more willing soul to give up their life to make 1,000 something, and then he becomes a human and leaves or something. Anyway, long story short, Eyad, what did you think of the movie?
I really don't no, I want you to go with your review because I don't want to start this video with a bad review. A bad review.
Yeah.
I want you to go with what you think.
Okay. So I will say this. I thought everything about the movie was decent. I had a decent cast. They meshed decently well together. They bought the scares and the laughs that you know and love from Haunted Mansion. You know, the silliness mixed with the goof, the scariness, but it's not really scary. Obviously, it's Disney, so it's not going to be. If you're looking for horror, this is not going to be the thing. Everything was just decent. I feel like this, honestly, midway through, I felt this could have been straight to Disney Plus. This is a straight to Disney Plus type movie for me.
100%, I agree with you on this point.
And
then for me, it felt like it was more of a horror versus the fun of a Haunted Mansion.
I don't get that because I do agree that if you are obsessed with Haunted Mansion and you love Haunted Mansion, you will walk out of the movie satisfied and you will like it. Because listen, we know this movie's not going to win any Oscars, right? It never was meant to be. It's really a film marketed to kids, and it's about the ride, which I think they hammered home all the points of the ride pretty well. There's a lot of Easter eggs if you're really, really into the ride. But I just felt it could have been a Disney. Unfortunately, they released it against Barbie, which I don't think they thought was going to be the mega hit that it is. Plus, mixed in that it just felt like a Disney Plus movie.
Yeah, when we walked to the movie theater, we saw a lot of people wearing pink wigs. And
obviously Barbie's a big
hit. Barbie's going out. But then that's aside.
Yeah, that's aside.
I do believe this movie has potential, but I wasn't expecting it to be so dull.
Yeah, so I'm going to mention some things that took me out of the movie to begin with, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the movie. It's more probably the movie theater. The sound in our theater was just off. Like, the trailers were low, and I thought okay, they're gonna do that thing where the trailers are low, and the movie really, the sound of
But then it was the opposite.
It wasn't even the opposite. It just stayed the same, and that really took me out of the movie. And then there was some bitch next to me opening her candy for an hour and a half, and I heard every M&M she took out of the bag. And it has nothing to do with the movie. So it's just I wanted to punch the hole through her soul.
But going back to the movie, I really think that the movie has really good potential. Mm-hmm. I think Disney should have delivered it better than how they did. Because for me, Haunted Mansion, not being educated on Haunted Mansion, right? It felt like a horror movie. And then
I don't get what you're saying though.
No, it felt like Michael Myers.
What?
It really did.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's supposed to be haunted.
I get it.
But if you're saying it's on the level of Michael Myers, in what way?
But then here's my way.
Okay. I'm
so
confused.
when you go on a ride, it's always fun. It's like, yay, ghosts. Let's have fun. And then it's scary, they jump at you. But then the movie is different. The movie's like, yo, you're going to be like haunted for the rest of your life. That's how I felt.
Okay, I'm not taking it away, but I don't get that at all. I don't understand that.
But then I do believe the movie main character didn't really like sync up to the level of Haunted Mansion.
It's not even the level of Haunted Mansion. It's just like I just didn't connect with the character. I thought he was the weakest link out of the whole group was him, Lakeith Stanfield.
The main character.
Right, and he's not a bad actor. And I looked him up afterwards because I never saw him in anything, never heard of him. And he's done quite a few things, but I just wasn't feeling him in the movie.
No.
Now, he plays a character that lost his wife. And there was a young child actor in the movie who's very good. He's cute. He also lost his father, as we found out. Now, what I did like is that the Hatbox Ghost preys on these two because they are the most willing to give up their lives to go be with their beloved people who passed away. So I thought that was cool. The Hatbox Ghost effects were cool. Getting to Madame Leota and the Hatbox Ghost. What did you think? Jamie Lee Curtis plays the Hatbox. She plays Madame Leota.
I love her.
I love.
I just can't. I can't like.
Yeah. So this continues her second movie this year, where I feel like she had a small role. She's getting a lot of attention. You know, the one where she won the Oscar, like she was in it for 2 seconds. This one, she's in it for 2 seconds. I really wasn't feeling it. And at the end, when she kind of came back to kind of life, so to speak, I wasn't feeling it. And the people who I thought would be annoying in the movie, who I'm usually annoyed by, like Rosario Dawson and Tiffany Haddish, which I don't get her humor and comedies, they're actually pretty okay in this. They weren't bad. And Owen Wilson, who I can't stand,
my God,
he wasn't bad in this. Your favorite was Danny DeVito.
Danny, I think he did the best he could do. And honestly, I think he is such a great actor.
Yeah.
Also, I think he did his part. That's when I stayed up. Speaking of staying up.
So, Eyad really, listen, we're not professional movie critiques.
Nope.
All we could tell you is how we felt about the movie, right or wrong or indifferent, whether you agree with us or not. But I will say, Eyad can't give his full review of this movie because this happened about 30 minutes in. Yeah. So
he literally fell asleep.
That is literally not a picture we're taking for jokes or anything. He fell asleep. I didn't bother waking him up. Yeah.
I fell asleep for like good 20 minutes.
Yeah. You woke up after the credits, and this is Eyad praying, thanking God that the movie was over. I was on his way out. But honestly, though, getting back to the Hatbox Ghost, the special effects were great.
I think it was amazing. They did pretty well.
He was spooky and creepy. But I don't understand why they paid for Jared Leto to be the Hatbox Ghost. The voice was enhanced of the Hatbox Ghost. Obviously, he's not recognizable as the Hatbox Ghost. It was just, CG, visual effects. They do a backstory on him where they show him in like regular human form, and that to me didn't even look like Jared Leto. So I'm not sure why they paid probably a lot of money to get Jared Leto for this.
Do you think that Disney has some sort of a last minute thought with this movie?
No.
Okay.
I just think it's bad timing for releasing it. Not in terms of like a horror movie or haunted movie in August, because generally horror movies do well sometimes in August and July-ish in the summer. But it's just bad timing in terms of Barbie and Oppenheimer and all these other movies coming out. So, long story short, you can't fully review it because you fell asleep, but out of 5, what would you give it?
Out of 5?
1.5.
1.5? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just a movie. I give it 2.5 out of 5. If I originally saw this on Disney Plus, I probably would have liked it a little more in my house around Halloween, sort of like what they do with Hocus Pocus last year. It just would have been, I just think.
What we can do? We can come back to this video and just review when it goes to Disney Plus.
Yeah,
then we can actually like pause, watch, like recollect it.
I don't think we'll ever watch this movie again. It's not a movie. Nothing memorable stands out. Like a year from now, 10 years from now, we're not going to look back and say this was great. We didn't see the original with Eddie Murphy. At least I didn't. So I can't compare. And I don't know if you remember enough to compare. But yeah. So if you, the only way we'd recommend this though, if you're obviously into Haunted Mansion, and I don't know, I think we're in the, we're kind of abnormal because all the reviews I'm seeing, everyone loves it. And we really do love Disney films, and we usually go over, and sometimes people accuse us of being Disney apologists, but this one, I just wasn't feeling it too much. And again, it wasn't bad. It's just not feeling it.
And I love Little Mermaid, the actual cartoons, but then when I saw the movie, I was like, okay, you're not really delivering. And so this is how I feel. I feel like the Haunted Mansion is not delivered correctly.
Yeah.
So just.
But again, if you're really into Disney and like they can do no wrong, and if you're into obviously the ride, you're gonna end up liking this. But yeah, that's our.
I mean, the ride is awesome.
Well,
we love the rides. Every time, whenever we go to Magic Kingdom, which we barely do, Haunted Mansion is usually on the top of the list. Like, I mean,
he has gone off the rails. It's not a ride review. I love you, sweetie. But yeah,
but they did mention some of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of
the ride.
A lot of the ride, yeah. Like the hallway with the
hallway with the dancers and
the big scene, all that's mentioned. So if you're really
when I woke up halfway,
yeah. But anyway, that's our review that absolutely no one was waiting for. So we appreciate you guys joining us. And if you find any value in our content, feel free to boop the like button or maybe subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.